Good morning everyone. Today's topic is about functions in Python. Yes, I'll start the class in 2 minutes. Okay guys, let's start the class. Today's class is about functions in Python. I'll explain you how to create a function, what is the use of the function, how to call a function, how to pass arguments to a function. Can we pass any number of arguments in a function, and what happen if we pass less than the actual argument we have defined in the function, or more than the number of arguments we have defined in the particular function. And I'll talk about arbitrary keyword arguments, default parameters, return values, and what is recursion, how we can do recursion in Python. So all of these topics I will discuss you today. Okay, let's see what is actually a function is. A function is a block of code which only runs what it is called. So actually when we write a program, it will execute the entire code that we have written, execute the entire pseudocode that we have, entire code that we have written in a program. But actually what function is, when we call the function, then only it will execute the actual a block of the code So that is the function, that is the use of the function. So you can pass data known as parameters by using the function call. We can, by using the function call, we can pass data to a particular function definition. So by running, by executing the code, between the code present in the function definition requires some data. So we need to pass that data through the function call to function definition. So a function can return data as a result. By writing a return statement, we can return data from a function definition to a function call. So this is what a function is. So let's see how we can create a function. So this is how we can create a function by using a definition def keyword. This is the function name. We need to open and close a round brackets, and we need to end the statement with a colon. We need to end the statement with a colon. This is the syntax of creating a function in Python. Here I have written a print statement by following indentation. Here I have followed the indentation. So the code that present in the function definition, how we can know the code, how we can know the statements present in the a particular function definition is by writing those lines in indentation. We can know how we can say that, and we can say to the interpreter that the code is belongs to the function, particular function definition. So by following the indentation. So indentation is very important in Python. Have to note this point. Have to remember this point. So this is the way how we can create a function in Python. So let's execute and see what it prints. So it doesn't print it. It hasn't print anything. Why? Because we haven't called the function. This is the function definition. We have to call the function. After calling the function, the print statement will be executed here. So let's see how we can call. Here I have defined, in this example I have defined the function. In other example I will show you how we can call a function. So this is how we can call a function by using the function name and parenthesis. This is the calling of a function. So when we write like this, it will call the function. It will call the function definition actually and executes the statements present in the function definition. So let's execute it and see what output will be. So here, hello from a function. So it has executed. When we write this statement, here we haven't followed indentation. Why? Because it is not in the indentation. It is not in the function definition. This is a individual statement. Okay. So when we write this statement, it automatically calls the function definition. It has called the function definition and prints the print statement and has printed the print statement. So this is how we can call a function. So let's see here how we can pass arguments to a function. So definition, here I have declared a definition. I have defined a definition. This is the argument. We need to write an argument between by enclosing it with parentheses or round braces. So I have written a print statement here. So what you need to notice is here is I have written an argument. This is called a parameter also. Parameters. So what you have to notice is here I have written the argument inside. Here I am calling the function. If you want to pass the data, you need to keep it in the round braces after writing the function name. Here I have written the function name. So I have opened the the round brace, and I have kept the argument, the actual argument I want to pass. So this is how we can pass arguments to a function. So when I execute it, when I pass the actual argument, this will take fname will take it as an argument, as like a variable fname. If you imagine that fname is a variable, in that variable we are storing the argument, the actual argument that we are passing from the function call. So the fname will refer the actual argument that we are passing from the function call. So when we write fname here, it will refers the actual data. This is the data, actual argument. It will print the argument here, and I'm adding the string, I'm concatenating the fname string with this string. So in the same way, when I call it second time with another argument, the fname will store this argument as its value, and it will print. It will take fname refers to this argument, and it will concatenate with this string. When I call it the third time, again it will fname will in the name fname, this argument will be stored and it will be referred. The fname will be referred the this argument, and it will be concatenated with the string here. So it will give three outputs, three statements, lines of output. So let's execute. So here, see here, for every function call, the each string has concatenated with the string that I have represented here, that I have written here. So this is how a function, how this is how we can pass arguments to a function. So let's see how we can, what happen. Can we pass can we pass different, number of arguments we want? Can we pass number of arguments as many as we want? Yes, we can pass number of numerous arguments through a function by keeping a comma in between them. Here I kept a comma between those arguments. What you have to remember is, if you're passing, if you have defined just two arguments in the function definition, you need to pass just two arguments here. If you have defined just a single argument, you have to pass a single argument. You are not allowed to pass more than the defined arguments are less than the defined arguments. More than the number of defined arguments are less than the number of defined arguments. You need to pass the exact number of arguments. Otherwise, it will throw an error. Okay. Here in the fname, this argument will be stored, in lname this argument will be stored, and I am concatenating here. I am concatenating with the space here, and I am printing it. When I call this function fname, first of all this argument will be printed in the place of fname, and this argument will be placed in the will be printed in the place of lname, and by keeping a space between them, it will be printed by keeping a space between them. So let's execute and see. So here is the output. So we got with a space here. We got with a space here. So fname has printed email roughness. lname has printed roughness. Okay. So what happened if we pass a single argument by defining two arguments? Two arguments in the by defining, if I pass a single argument by defining two arguments in the function definition. So let's say I'm saving it and I'm executing it. So we got out function, my function missing one required positional parameter. So we have to pass two arguments to function definition. I have just passed a single argument, so it is throwing an error, that is it's missing one required positional argument. That is the error we got by passing a single argument to a function, to the function definition. So what happened if we pass nothing? Control F. Okay, I'm executing it. So see here, this is the error that we got. My function missing two required positional parameters, arguments. I mean positional arguments. Fname, lname. So it has given in the previous error. It has given the it has missed the lname argument. Here it has given fname and lname arguments. It has missed the fname and lname arguments. So you have to pass the exact arguments, exact number of arguments. So let's see. Okay. Let's see about arbitrary arguments. So there is a way. If you don't know how many number of arguments you have to pass, you will be passed. You will be passed to a function. If you don't know how many number of arguments, you will be passed. So you have to follow this way. This is arbitrary functions. By keeping a star before the argument name is called arbitrary function. What it will do? It will take the entire entire arguments as a tuple. As earlier I said to you, a tuple has indexing. So this is the index 0, this will be the index 1, this will be the index 2. So if we don't know how many number of arguments we have to pass to a function, if we keep a star before the function name, before the argument name, so it will take the entire arguments as a tuple. So here I am using kids of 2 with square braces. So it will print this as the argument. The youngest child is Tobias. Okay. So let's execute it. This is the way how we can write arbitrary functions. If you don't know how many number of arguments you have to pass, or you will be passed to a function with to escape from errors. To escape from errors, this is one of the way. So let's execute it and see. So the youngest child is. So sorry, we have given 2. The index position is 2 here. 0, 1, 2. Okay. The index position is 2 here. So it has given the output Linus. Okay. By using a star, it will be taken as an arbitrary function. This is how we can write arbitrary functions. Let's see keyword arguments. What is a keyword argument? So I'm creating a definition with keyword, with name keyword. Um, Argument comma. I'm taking the okay. Okay, name comma age. Let's take it. Name comma age. So print comma age. So what keyword argument is? I want to keyword. Here we can pass. What keyword argument is? We can pass. There is a syntax. There is a syntax. Key equals to value. We can write like this in function call. This is the key. Key is the name. It might be age also. We can write like this. By using this, if we replace one with another, if you write in previous examples, let's see here. In previous examples, you have to write fname will be, if we replace the fname with the positions of the fname and lname, uh, the outputs will be replaced. If you replace the positions of fname and lname, the outputs will be this. If we write the lname in fname place and fname in lname place, the outputs will be replaced. So by using a keyword argument, that type of problem will not be repeated. So see, I'll show you example. So let's see, name equals to common comma age equals to 21. So I want to execute it. I'm saving it. Saving it. I'm executing it.